It's such an ancient pitch, but one I'd never switch, 'cause there's no nicer witch than you.
Just the same in Mexico. You know that it was. Were the Mexican cats any different than the ones you know in New York? Why don't you get me something for Christmas? What would I like? Well, let's see. I'd like to meet somebody different. Yes, all right, like the man upstairs then. There he is, coming in now. Did you do that?
You see the REC on the screen?
Why can't I ever meet people like that? What's the matter? You want to go out? All right, then. Who's there? Oh.
Hello, Miss Holroyd?
Yes.
My name is Shepard Henderson. I live on the floor above. Are you my landlady?
Yes, how do you do?
Are you busy, or may I have a moment of your time?
Certainly, come in, won't you?
Thanks.
Take off your coat?
I won't be staying long. I imagine you're going out. I am too. I was just picking up some last-minute gifts I've forgotten.
Would you like a drink?
I don't think I should take my time for that. And I'm not sure this is an altogether friendly visit.
Oh?
You've been away since I moved in.
Yes. Is anything the matter? You should have called the agent.
I did, but I'm afraid it hasn't done much good.
What's the trouble?
The woman that lives on the floor above me, I think she's your aunt.
Yes?
Well, I've caught her in my apartment a couple of times, and I must say I don't awfully like it.
No, naturally, but how did she get in?
She said the door was open the first time. That may have been true, but I don't think so. I know it wasn't the second. And even if it were...
Of course, I'm sorry. Is that all?
Isn't it enough?
Oh, I didn't mean that.
Well, there is something else. I think your aunt is a rather peculiar lady.
Oh?
Do you know if she's studying dramatics?
Dramatics?
I hear her at night through the ceiling. It's like she's reciting or something.
Oh.
Oh, you know about that. What is it she's doing? Or shouldn't I ask?
Well, it is a kind of dramatics. You can't hear what she says.
No. But there is another thing. It's her cooking. Or at least, again, I think that's what it is. Unless she's an amateur chemist. Certainly doesn't smell like anything I'd be willing to eat.
Oh, no, it's not cooking. She makes things, perfumes and lotions and things.
Oh, that's not my idea of perfume.
Well, is that all?
You sound like you're expecting something worse.
Oh, no.
Well, now that you mention it, there is something else. Though I can't be sure it's she that does it.
What's that?
Ever since I went to the agents about her, rather firmly I might add, I imagine they spoke to her. Since then, my phone, it rings 8 o'clock in the morning and again at midnight. When I pick it up, nobody is there. I've talked to the agents about her. I've talked to the telephone company about her, but they can't trace it.
And you think that's Aunt Queenie?
Well, I have no proof, but...
Well, Mr. Henderson, I am most awfully sorry. I'll talk to Aunt Queenie. She is a little eccentric, but I promise you none of this will happen again.
Can you promise?
Yes, I can. I really can.
Thank you. I don't mean to be unpleasant.
I'm only sorry I've not been here.
That's right. You've been traveling, I understand.
Yes, I've been in Haiti and Mexico.
Whereabouts in Mexico?
I had a house in Taxco.
Taxco. You didn't happen to run into a Mr. Redledge down there? The man who wrote that book on magic. Magic in Mexico?
Well, no. He'd left by the time I got there. Why? Are you interested in that sort of thing?
Not personally, but professionally. I'm a publisher.
Oh, well, did you publish his book?
No, but I wish I had. It sold like the Kinsey reports.
Well, I can't think why.
Oh, it was sensational.
And completely phony. They fed him a whole lot of that fake tourist stuff, and he swallowed it whole.
Well, maybe they did that with Kinsey, too. Well, I've bothered you long enough.
Would you like a drink? There are some martinis in the kitchen.
No, I shouldn't take the time. I'm late. But I'll take a rate check.
Certainly. And I'll have Rutledge here to meet you.
Oh, that'd be great. I hear he's a bit of a drunk and a nut, but, well... I'll say, that's interesting. Who drew it?
My brother.
Wow, he's good. How'd I know his stuff?
Well, I can't think why. Mickey's rather lazy.
That's a very strange face. Do you know who she is?
A Brazilian girl that used to dance in a nightclub here, a place called the Zodiac.
I don't know it.
Well, I don't imagine you would.
Why not?
Well, because it's, sort of a dive.
And you do?
Well, I've been there.
Well, you have visitors. I'm going to be getting along.
Hello, darling.
Aunt Queenie.
I didn't realize you had company.
Aunt Queenie, this is... Oh, yes. You know each other.
Miss Holroyd.
How do you do? Don't let me drive you away.
Oh, I was leaving anyway. Thank you very much, and Merry Christmas.
And to you.
Goodbye.
So you've met him after all. Do you still think he's attractive?
Yes, I do. Very.
And did you bring him here?
No, he came here to talk to me. About you.
Me?
Yes, and it's no good acting innocent. I'm angry, really angry.
What have I done?
Broke into his apartment, played tricks with his telephone.
That was because he reported me to the agents. That was just to pay him back.
But I don't care what it was. You promised when I let you move in here that
I
you...
promised to be careful.
And you call that being careful? Getting caught in his apartment twice?
What harm did it do? It's not like I took anything. Yes, I read his letters and stuff, but I wasn't planning on using any of that. Although I'm tempted to now that he's told on me to you.
Auntie, if you do, well, you'll be sorry, and you know I can make you sorry too.
Oh, darling, he'd never suspect. Not in a million years. They never do. You know, it's amazing the way people don't believe in these things. I sit in the subway sometimes, or buses, and I look at the people next to me, and I think, I wonder what you would say if I told you I was a witch. They'd never believe it. I just know they wouldn't. And I giggle and giggle.
Well, you've got to stop giggling, and you've got to swear. Swear on the manual
Swear what?
that you'll stop practicing witchcraft in this house ever.
But you practice here.
I can be discreet about it. You can't.
I shall move to a hotel.
Very well then, but if you get into trouble there, don't look to me to get you out.
I have other people I can turn to.
Mrs. DePass, I suppose?
She's been very helpful.
Well, I wouldn't count on her if I turn against you. I'm a lot better than that old phony. Now?
Not on the manual.
On the manual. Now then, I swear that I will not practice witchcraft in this house ever again. So help me, Tagla, Salamandre, Brazo, and Vistriol. Say I swear.
I swear.
Good.
I think you're being very cruel.
Oh, Auntie, if you'd only have a little sense.
And hypocritical. Sometimes I think you're ashamed of being what you are.
Ashamed? No, I'm not in the least ashamed. It's not a question of that, only... Auntie, don't you ever wish sometimes you weren't?
No.
That you were like those people that you sit next to on the buses?
Ordinary and humdrum? Oh, no, I was for years before I came into it.
Well, you came in late. Anyway, I don't mean humdrum. I just mean unenlightened. And I don't hanker for it all the time, just sometimes.
Darling, you're depressed.
I know. I expect it's Christmas. It's always done this to me.
Oh, wait till you go to Zoe's party and see all of your old friends again.
I don't want to see all my old friends again. I want something different.
Oh, has lots of interesting people, French people from the Paris chapter.
I didn't mean that when I said I wanted something different. No. I think I'd like to spend the evening with some everyday people for a change instead of just us.
Like Mr. Henderson?
I wouldn't mind.
I guess it's a shame he's getting married. Still, I suppose.
He's getting married?
Yes, they're going to announce it quite soon. I think New Year's Eve.
Well, how do you know? Oh, the telephone, I suppose.
Yes.
Well, who's he marrying? Do you know?
Well, I don't know her last name, but her first name is Merle.
Merle. The only Merle I ever knew was a girl I was in college with, Merle Kitteridge. She used to write poison pen letters. I even caught her writing one about me once. That's why we had all those thunderstorms that spring. She was terrified of them. We had one every day for a month. It was most extraordinary.
That was you! Oh, Gillian, you were naughty!
She was a nervous wreck by the end of the term.
You think this might be the same girl? What was she like?
Well, southern and blonde and helpless.
This one's blonde. He has her picture on his bureau.
Well, and appealing, and underneath, a liar, a sneak, and a bow snatcher.
Did you ever find out what happened to her?
Well, I think she became a decorator or something.
This one's a decorator.
I'm sure there's more than one decorator in New York called Merle. Besides, if he's engaged, that rules him out.
I don't see why.
Well, I'm not a Southern belle. I don't take other women's men. Though I would if it were Merle Kitteridge.
I could find out for you.
But New Year's, that wouldn't leave me much time.
You don't need time. Just whip up a quick potion or 4 little words to Pie Wagon you once told me.
No, that would take the challenge out of it, especially with her. Other girls can make men like them in a week. Why can't I?
Did he seem to like you this afternoon?
Not very much, no.
You haven't fallen in love and lost your powers, have you? That isn't what this is all about.
No, of course not.
Oh, thank goodness.
Auntie, you don't believe that old wives' tale, do you?
Of course I do. It's true. They say it's true.
No, it's the other way around. We can't fall in love. Merle Kitteridge. I haven't thought about her in years. Do you think, if it were she, that I could do it in a week without tricks?
It's no good asking me, darling. I never could do it at all. Still, why don't you just pull a quick one and be done with it?
No, I don't say I wouldn't be tempted, but if I've got a week, I'd like to see how good I am the other way. Hello?
Yo, it's me, Nicky.
Come on up. Good. I'll go get the drinks.
Nicky, dear.
Auntie, Merry Christmas. Where's Gil?
Oh, she's in the kitchen. Nicky, will you do something for me?
Sure. What?
Do you have pencil and paper? Come here. This number, I want you to fix it for me.
Fix it?
You know?
Why? Who is it?
Someone I want to pay back for something.
But you can do this yourself. I taught you.
I know, but I just had to promise Gillian I wouldn't practice in this house ever again. So, will you do it?
Anything to oblige.
Hurry, dearie.
Atticus. Captua. Mariutis. Itipod. Murray Hill. 64476. Hello, darling.
Whose number was that you were fixing? Auntie?
I didn't do a thing.
Christmas present for a friend playing tricks with their telephone? Nikki, when will you grow up? How are you?
I'm fine, darling. Merry Christmas.
Pour the drinks, then we'll have presents.
You know, when I was a young boy, I used to always ask myself, why the witches in history were always poor and miserable old men living in hovels. When you think that they could have anything they want. But I know why now.
That's because they weren't any good at it, nor that we are.
Or unless they were afraid, like Gillian here. Do you know that she once told me that she could hex the whole stock market if she wanted to?
Oh, could you, Gillian, really? Oh, why don't you do it, dear?
She said she was afraid of the repercussions.
I didn't say that. Nikki, you still don't know what this kind of thing can do to you if you go too far. Let's not talk about that tonight, though. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Mm.
Presents.
Nikki. And Queenie.
And for you, dear. And for you, Nikki.
This one's for you, Auntie. And for Gillian.
Thank you. You two are the hardest people to buy presents for. I got you both the same thing.
A book.
Magic in Mexico by Sidney Redlich.
They're autographed.
Why? Do you know him?
No, but Mrs. Cass does, and she got them for me.
Oh, well, thanks, darling. I've heard so much about it.
I hope you haven't read it yet.
Well, I have, but I'm very glad to have it. Here's your drink. Thank you, Auntie. Nikki, be careful with those. Those are records.
Oh, fine. Only, I don't have a phonograph anymore.
I think you'll find you have when you get home.
Oh, darling, no, you shouldn't.
Why not?
It's so extravagant. I mean, did you get it for me? Was it paid or was it wished for?
None of your business.
I know, but tell me.
I will not.
Nikki, you shouldn't ask that. It's like asking what it cost.
Oh, well, thanks, darling, all the same. So, what are they for?
A man at a party in Mexico, we took some recordings of the incantations.
Wonderful. So what do they do?
Well, try them and see. You'll be surprised. Like to have music coming out of your ears?
Is that the only place music comes out of?
That's the least of them.
Well, you know what? There's something that has powers for you, Auntie. That present right there, from me.
Ooh.
It's an unguent. You feel colors. It's quite a sensation. It's kind of sexy, too.
Auntie, what about your gift?
Darling, where did you find it? It's beautiful. What does it do?
It makes you look fascinating.
You mean?
No, Auntie, I'm afraid it has no powers. I just thought it was pretty.
Oh, it is. Thank you.
Why didn't you tell her that it had powers and that you wouldn't tell her what they were? Then she'd have such fun wearing it, trying to figure them out.
Gillian doesn't tell lies, ever.
No, she hides the truth plenty. You know what? That is something in a new little shop I found. It's a sort of paint for summoning. You just paint it on an image, a drawing, a photograph. Think of anyone you want, and then set light to it. Then they have to come. I hope it works for you. I couldn't even get it to light.
Well, whom do we want here?
Oh, Mr. Henderson.
No. I know.
Who?
This man.
Redlich? What on earth for?
Because I want to meet him. I promised to introduce him to somebody. I thought I'd find someone that knew him, but this would save a lot of time. Auntie's got his picture on the back. Do you mind if I cut it off?
Not if I can stay and watch.
How soon is it supposed to work?
Within 24 hours nowadays, I suppose.
Good. Put
You
out the
don't have to
lights.
stay here if that's what you're worried about. I'm sure he'll turn up at your party tonight.
Okay, well, put out the lights. Auntie, the big bowl.
There's a little brush in the package.
Okay. Brush cut. Any words?
They said not.
Okay. Got a match. Very good.
Go.
Oh, it's not working. Let me try it again. Ready?
Yes.
Ooh.
You're a marvel. Not already. Gil, that's genius.
No, of course it isn't. Go and see who it is, Nikki.
Yes.
Hello, Miss Holroyd. What are you doing, having indoor fireworks?
No, it's just some nonsense my brother gave me. This is my brother, Mr. Henderson.
How do you do?
How do you do? Please, go on with whatever you were doing.
Oh, no, it's all right. We finished, really. Can I help you with something?
I was wondering if I might use your telephone. Mine's become a real problem child. It's gone right out of order.
I really have to be going.
Certainly. Help yourself.
I used mine right after I left here, but for the last 15 minutes or so, I've been getting nothing but hiccups in my ear. Oh, it's busy. Do you mind if I wait a minute?
Of course. Maybe you'd like to report your line?
Oh, yes, thanks.
Nikki, that piece of paper you put in your pocket earlier, let me see it.
Hello, operator. I'd like to report a line out of order. Murray Hill, 64476.
It was Nikki.
I know.
I don't know. I can't get a dial tone.
Still, I think it's worked out beautifully.
If you would, thanks.
Goodbye and good luck.
Well, goodbye, Mr. Henderson. I'm glad to have met you.
Me too.
Hey, Gilly, do you mind if I leave these records here? I'm going to a cocktail party first, and I don't want them to get broken. You know, underneath the coats on the bed. I'll take them over to Mally's party with me later.
Well, I'm going out later.
I can get in.
But wait,
Very well, then.
if he's allowed to, then why can't I?
I know, Auntie, it's not fair. It's not a bit fair. Take her away, Nikki.
Goodbye, Mr. Henderson. I hope your phone gets well soon.
I'll just try one more time and I'll be on my way too. Aren't you going out later?
Yes, but there's no hurry.
Okay. Hello, is Miss Kitteridge there?
I'll be right back.
You don't have to go, it's okay. Merle, it's me. I got delayed. I tried to get you, but my phone's gone off again. Darling, they're fed up with my complaints by now. I'll grab a taxi in 2 shakes. What? Oh, darling, you don't mind? Really, that would be wonderful. Bless you. Okay, I'll meet you there then. What is it? Tonight? Announce it tonight? Well, wonderful, but I thought you were keen on New Year's Eve. Well, that's fine. Let's tell them all. Yes, I've got everything. All the presents. Yours, theirs, everyone's. Yes, darling, I have that too. Although why you'd want it, I can't think. Sure, okay, 15 minutes. I can't wait. Goodbye, darling. Well, I didn't hear you come back in. Is that your cat? I've seen him in the hallway watching me come in and out. What's his name?
Pie Wacket.
How's that?
Pie Wacket.
Well, how do you do?
Did he scratch you?
Nah, he didn't make it.
Oh, bad cat.
Well, I've disturbed you long enough.
Won't you have that drink now?
I really mustn't. I know it must sound like I'm ducking it, but I'm really not. Tonight is a rather important night, though. So if you don't mind.
Of course not. Pie, pie, pie wacket. This is Mr. Henderson, Mr. Shepherd Henderson. Rederum, Caliban, Caterus, High Cess.
What's that?
Oh, I was just talking to the cat. I think he wants to go out.
Those humans like to just fall in love. That's the way I want to do it. A little old black magic. Let me tell you a little bit of how some of that old black magic got me to where I am today. That old black magic has me in its spell. That old black magic that you weave so well. I see fingers up and down my spine. Same old witchcraft when your eyes meet mine. Same old tingle that I feel inside. And then that elevator starts its ride. Down and down I go, round and round I go, like a leaf that's caught in a tide. I should stay away, but what can I do? I hear your name, and I'm aflame with such a burning desire that only your kiss can put out the fire. You are the lover that I've waited for, the maid, the fate and me created for, and every time your lips meet mine, baby, down and down I go, round and round I go, in a spin, digging a spin that I'm in, under that old black magic called love. Waited for the maid, the fate had me created for, and every time your lips meet mine, baby, down and down I go, round and round I go, spin. Crazy about the spin I'm in. Under that old black magic called love. That old black magic called love. That old black magic called love.
Say something.
What?
I don't care anything. I just want to hear your voice again.
Well, do you like my voice?
No, I don't like anything about you. I'm just insane over you. All of you. You should know that by now, don't you?
Well,
Well, don't you?
well, you made it charmingly apparent.
There's a wonderful, suspended, timeless feeling in this moment. Us here together like this. I feel spellbound.
Stay that way.
Oh, I don't ever want to move. What are you thinking?
Nothing. Not a thing. And you?
Nothing. Nothing at all. I can't think being this close to you. But I've got to start soon. Very soon.
What about?
Oh, a lot of things. I better have myself a drink. Can I fix you one?
No thanks.
You know what time it is?
No.
It's nearly 10 o'clock. 3 hours since I came in here and went to that door to leave.
Well,
Doesn't that seem strange to you?
not strange. It happened.
Oh, nothing like this has ever happened to me before.
Do you mind?
Well, I ought to.
Why?
Well, in the first place, I was on my way to a party.
Oh, you found something you'd rather do.
Oh, that, my dear, is an understatement. I found something I couldn't resist doing.
You don't have to explain to me.
Ah, it's fantastic. What has it meant to you,
Meant?
these last 3 hours?
John. They've been enchantment.
Is that all?
Well, what more?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. But somehow I feel I must be in love with you. Are you at all in love with me?
I like you more than I can say.
Yes, dear, but that's not what I asked.
Well, do we have to talk about it?
I've got to know.
Why?
Because I've got decisions I need to face.
Now?
I should think so. I've got a whole bunch of people waiting for me that were wondering where the hell I am. There's a future there that I've either shot to hell or I've got some fast talking to do. I just want to know where I stand, where we stand.
Well, what do you want to do?
I never want to stop seeing you. Is it possible that I can never stop seeing you?
You can see me all you want.
It hasn't hit you like it has me.
And I want you just as much as you want me.
And you do?
And I'm happy, very happy.
Look, yo, I haven't had a chance to ask. I guess you're free and unattached?
Yes?
Well, then it's different for you. You don't have to ask yourself questions. I do. I'm not free. But what I've got to decide is if I'm going to cut free.
Well, do you want to?
I've already told you I do. But what future is in it?
Well, it can go on like this.
For always?
Does anything go on for always?
One likes to think some things can. I don't know if this is one of those things that just burns itself out. If it is, it's been one hell of a fire. I know that. Maybe that's the type that burns out quickest. I don't know. I know it's crazy to talk about love, but I just got to be sure.
Of what?
If this is it. If not, it's a close facsimile.
I think that for me too.
Then that answer will have to do. I think I'd like to use your phone again.
Of course.
And this time I would like to be left alone. You're amazing. You know that? More than amazing.
Chad, it has hit me quite hard.
It's never gonna work. I'd make a lousy husband. You won't believe that. I eat radishes. I eat broccoli. I'm an insomniac. I'd stomp around all night. I burp. I fart. This is Miss Carlson's apartment. I'd like to speak to Miss Kitteridge, please. And if there's someplace she can sit down for a minute, you know, where she won't be disturbed. Yes, if you would. Merle, this is me. I'm out someplace. I know, that's what I'm calling about. I can't get there. I can't get there. I can't get there. No, not at all, never. I've suddenly realized it's no good. It's no use. Us, I mean. Well, yes, I'm afraid that's exactly what I mean. I can't explain. I don't understand it myself. Yes, okay. Let's have it. Yes, I'm that. Yes, I'm that too. Yes, I guess I'm that too. No, now wait a minute. I know I'm not that. I guess I am. You can come back now.
Well,
It's done. Do you want to hear about it?
do you want to tell me about it?
I'd rather not.
Then you needn't.
Thank you.
Are you unhappy about it?
No, I ought to be, but I'm not. Not at all. You know something?
What?
We haven't eaten.
No.
Let's go out for candy on a champagne. How does that sound?
That sounds just right.
You know, I know nothing about you. Nothing at all.
Well, what do you want to know?
I don't know. Nothing in particular. Just about us.
Well, what about us?
When we first met. When did you realize you first liked me?
Well, the moment I saw you coming down the stairs 3 days ago, I thought, that's for me.
No, you did you? And you did nothing about it.
What can a nice girl do?
You could have asked me down for cocktails.
I offered you cocktails this afternoon, 3 times actually, and you wouldn't have them.
Extraordinary.
What?
I never even noticed you. I know that sounds awful.
Oh, I'm not hurt.
Is that why you offered to introduce me to Redlet? As a come-on?
I guess, in a way.
Well, now you don't have to. Well, I'd still like to meet him.
You'll meet him.
Oh, you've done something about it already.
Well, I set things in motion.
Well, when are you meeting him?
Soon. Okay. Hello?
Miss Holroyd?
Yes? Who is this?
This is Sidney Redlich. You don't know me, but I'm a very
Yes, Mr. Rutledge. Come in.
Well, that's the damnedest thing. Were you expecting him?
Not quite like that, no. The door? Hello, come in. How are you, Mr. Rutledge?
Do you know me?
Well, no, but I've seen your picture on your book. This is Mr. Henderson, Mr. Shepherd Henderson.
Oh, you've been writing to me.
And you've not been answering. How do you do?
Oh, well, I've been out of town for a couple of weeks. Just got in on the train about a day ago, and then, well, last night I had a tiff with a curb. Ended up in the hospital. Say, I know Christmas Eve isn't the best time for a call, but I was in the bar around the corner when I came across your address, and
gave you my address?
Oh, some people in Mexico. I wrote down there about a mask I'd seen, and they told me that you bought it. A, kind of long black mask with gold eyes.
Oh,
I was, actually hoping you'd let me photograph it for an article I'm doing.
well, it's coming in a trunk I sent by rail.
You don't, happen to know what that mask is, do you?
No, what?
Just one of the most potent witch masks I came across while down there.
They told me that, but I
But you didn't believe it? No, nobody does. Say, you wouldn't mind, like, offering a poor author a glass of Christmas cheer, would you?
Of course. Scotch? Bourbon?
It doesn't make a bit of difference.
Soda? Water?
Either one. Actually, straight, with a water chaser.
Yep.
Oh, no thanks.
Oh, excuse me.
Mickey!
Oh, you're still here.
Mickey, this is Mr. Rutledge. Mr. Sidney Rutledge, my brother.
Well, what do you know?
Pretty good, eh?
I'll see.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. So are you writing any more books about witchcraft, Mr. Rutledge?
Just getting ready to.
Well, that interests me very much.
Oh, I just got my room in Brooklyn back.
Brooklyn?
That's where I do my best writing. Boy, is this one gonna knock 'em over.
Oh, well, more witchcraft? Where this time?
Right here.
Here.
New York. Witchcraft. All around us. What do you think of that for a title?
Very provocative. But what does it mean exactly?
It means exactly what it says. Witchcraft. All around us.
Is it?
It sure is, boy. You probably thought that sort of thing was confined to the tropics and the jungles. You bought any of it at all. So did I. Until now.
Oh?
Yep, you would be amazed. They have a whole society devoted just to that. All around us.
That's a novel idea.
Hell, it's not an idea. It's true.
How do you know?
Tell us.
Well, I met a couple. Met them through my book, and from there, well, they let me in on a few things. They've got their regular hangouts, bars, restaurants. Have you ever heard of a club called the Zodiac?
Yes.
It's from that drawing.
What drawing? Oh, sure. Sure, she used to dance there. Who did this?
He did.
And it never occurred to you that she was one?
No.
Ever see the proprietor there?
Don't tell me he's a witch too.
Well, actually, when it's a man, they're called a warlock. I'd like to have that for an illustration, if you don't mind.
I dare say Gil would loan it to you. Go on. This is fascinating.
Well, maybe you don't take it seriously.
Oh, but we do. Go on. Tell us more about them and their doings.
Okay, well, you probably think of them meeting on a blasted heath, don't you?
I don't think of a meeting at all.
Well, where did they meet? Do you know?
Sure, I know. One of their main places is up in Harlem. They got an old vaudeville house up there, and then, another one down in the village, and then sometimes they meet in a suite of offices on top of the Woolworth building.
What do they look like? These witches, I mean.
Well, they look like you, or, you. You wouldn't be able to tell them, but I could.
You mean you can recognize them?
Like a shot.
Oh my God, I wonder if I know any.
I bet you do. I bet I could tell you names that would astound and
please, tell
surprise.
us names, please.
I can't do that. Can't put names in my books, I'm careful. Though I do have protection up to a point.
Protection.
Yeah, a woman, pretty high in the movement. She's about the best there is. Anyways, I've got her on my side. Is
Just
it,
a minute, I'll be back. Who is that lady that gives you protection?
It's Mrs. Well, actually, I shouldn't tell you. Though she's pretty open about it, goes around flaunting it. Some people do, you know, some people want to be recognized. You might have seen her, actually, at an opening night. She goes around in robes with Kabbalistic Wajah column all over it.
Yes, Mrs. DePass.
That's the one. Anyways, I'm gonna go see her tonight.
Tonight?
Yeah, she's got a party.
Shep, I think we should go, don't
Oh,
you?
you know what? Some more things about them. Witches don't cry. Well, shed tears, I mean.
Oh, really?
And they don't blush. Also, if you throw them in water, they float.
Anybody tried that lately?
And they've got pets. They're called familiars. They're little familiar spirits that do their master's bidding. Very.
Shep, we definitely should go.
Oh. Everyone's bored all of a sudden.
Oh, no. There's a lot of that around.
Like influenza.
Yeah, treat it like a joke.
No, I didn't
Everybody
mean to.
does.
I'm very interested in it. I'd like to hear more. I understand your contract with Sheldon's is almost up.
It is.
I wish you'd dine with my partner and I one day.
Sure. And, you let me know when that mask comes in, would you? I'll get you my address.
No, I'd like it too.
Nikki, you know where Aunt Queenie's going tonight?
No. Where?
Yes, to Mrs. DePass's. I don't think that's a good idea.
What do you want me to do?
Stop it. Can you?
Sure.
All right. Here you are, Miss Holroyd. Man, these things get harder to use as the night goes on. I don't know what it is.
Thank you. I'm sorry to have to turn you out, but we
You have to get going. I'll call you.
You know, I'd like to hear more about this book you're writing. I'll walk along with you.
Sure. Hey, we could get a drink.
Fine.
All right, there's this little place I know on 3rd Avenue called the Cloven Hoof. I'd love to show it to you. Thank you very much.
I'll be in touch. Most extraordinary evening. He thought I was one. Well, we're going to have that first meal together.
I'll get my coat. What are you going to do with all those presents?
Have them sent out with my apologies, I guess. All those presents are done for you.
Well, give me one.
Which?
Anyone.
Close your eyes. And go on now. Extraordinary.
Why? What is it?
A locket. A rather revolting one. I was supposed to give it to somebody with some significance or other.
Well, do you still want to give it to them?
No.
It's beautiful.
Oh, you think so too? It belonged to my... Damn it, why can't anyone say my mother without sounding sentimental? You can guess what's inside.
You?
Aged.
I should have met you sooner.
You think so?
Yes, I do.
Shall I put it on for you?
Only if you're sure.
I'm sure.
thank you very much. It's beautiful.
Merry Christmas, darling.
And to you. Shall we go?
Sure.
What are you looking at?
This place. This place you happened to me. This room.
Well, it's just an ordinary room.
No, not by a long shot. It may look like one, but
Well, you'll see it again.
you bet I will.
Everybody having a good time so far? All right. We'll try to jazz it up a little bit. What do you do? It could have been a handle. It could have been a handle. It could have been a broom. It could have been perfume. Well, you could have been anything that you wanted to, and I can tell the way you do the things you do. You could have been a flower. You could have been an hour. You could have been a cougar. You could have been a bug. Well, anything that you wanted to, and I can tell the way you do the things you do. You could have been money. You could have been honey. You could have been anything that you wanted to, and I can tell the way you do the things you do. You look so sweet. How I love you. The way you smile. It could have been perfume. The way you do the things you do. Thank you.
Give another round of applause for Willie, huh? All right, we're gonna do one more. This time we're gonna have a little bit of the moonlight and we're going to a chapel. How I love to hear the
the chapel in the moonlight, while we're strolling down the aisle, where roses entwine. How I love to hear you whisper in the chapel in the moonlight, while the love light in your eyes forever will shine. The roses turn to ashes till the organ turns to rust. If you never come, I'll still be there till the moonlight turns to dust. How I love to hear the choir in the chapel in the moonlight, as they sing, oh, promise me forever be mine. There were roses turn to ashes till the organ turns to rust. Till the moonlight turns to dust. How I love to hear the choir in the chapel in the moonlight, as they sing, oh, promise me forever be mine.
Come here, darling.
Yes?
I've been waiting to do that for over 3 hours, since before lunch.
Is that why you wouldn't take me to tea?
My, your nose stays cold a long time.
I'm cold-blooded.
I'd hardly say that. You know, you just keep getting better and better. To be with, to do things with. I've never known what to do with a Saturday afternoon in New York, except wait for it to become Saturday night.
Well, lunching at the plaza, going to an art exhibit, walking down Park Avenue, the most ordinary things.
Ah, but what a bit of magic can do to them.
Magic?
Well, isn't it? We met 2 weeks ago tonight, and they've been 2 magical weeks.
You know, they have been. They've been exactly that. Enchantment. We're going to have tea.
First, right?
Oh, Shad. Not another pin. You, who won't even pick up a newspaper.
I've always picked up pins. The sheer superstition, there's nothing to it.
Well, how many have you got in there? Let me see. 4.
I have not. I'll throw them in the trash.
No.
Well, why not?
Well, it's bad luck. Yes, I'm superstitious too. Give them to me. I'll
What are you
take
going to
them.
do with them?
Keep them.
For what?
They come in handy for different things.
You. Consistent, aren't you? Superstitious, yet you'll have that thing in here after what Redlich said about it.
Well, I think he looks kind of friendly.
Not toward me, he doesn't. I don't know. Boo!
Hello? Oh, Nikki. Oh, it's What can I do for you? Shep? You mean Shepherd Henderson? Yes, I've seen him now and then. What do you want with him? Well, call him. Why ask me? Well, certainly not today. Because I don't want to. Maybe I'll introduce you to him next week. Well, I can't talk. No, I can't do that either. All right, say it over to me and I'll correct you. Yes. Yes. No, it's the other way around. That's right, and count to 10 between the last of it. Oh, Natalie's party? No, I'd love to, but I can't tonight.
Look, if this is something...
Shh. No, nothing's going on. Hello? Hello?
What was that all about?
Oh, just someone I've known for ages and ages.
Sounds like you were trying to coach them or something.
Yes, or something.
Look, Gil, we've been spending all of our time together. All of our meals and everything. It's just occurred to me that there must be people you're neglecting.
Well, no one I care about.
Well, I have. I've been neglecting everything. I've got a stack of manuscripts by my bed I never seem to get to. Why don't you go to the party tonight? I'll join you later.
No.
Why not?
Well, because you'd hate it.
You know, I haven't met a single friend of yours.
You're not going to. They're awful.
What are they like?
Like? They're irresponsible, malicious, unprincipled, and fun.
Well, there's something.
I'm not sure that's not the worst part.
Gil, what's eating you all of a sudden?
I don't know. I just don't like myself very much, that's all.
Well, I'm crazy about you. Gil, when are we getting married? Is something the matter?
Well, I must have missed a chapter somewhere.
But after these last 2 weeks, you can't say this is sudden.
Well, no, but I haven't thought about marriage.
Look, Gil, you know I love you. Marriage is the next logical step. I thought for you too. Why are you ducking this? Tell me, be honest.
Well, I don't know. It would mean giving up a whole way of living, of thinking. I've wondered sometimes if I could. I've wished that I could.
Well, how have you lived?
My life's been somewhat outrageous, at least up to this point, and I don't want to talk about it.
Look, Gil, your childhood, the things that make you you, I'm jealous of those things. You knew there was another woman right up to the time we met, and yet you've never asked me once about her, anything. I find that extraordinary.
Well, I know that whatever that was is over. I know it is.
Yes, but a twinge of jealousy might be flattering.
Don't think I can't get jealous, but I don't know. Marriage. I wonder if I could. I think that tea must be ready now.
Let me check.
I wonder if I could. Suppose he found out afterwards. That wouldn't be bad. And what would all the others say? Don't look at me like that. I will if I want to. I will.
I'd like to hear that again.
I will. I want to.
You're going to have to put that cup down. Oh, darling. Darling. What do we say next? Where shall we live? Maybe I'll buy this place off of you. We'll kick all the other tenants out and unconvert it.
Well, I've only got a lease on this house, and anyway, I'd like to start somewhere fresh.
What, again? I wish you'd make a list of all your past activities. An art gallery on 12th Street, a bookshop, an herb shop. I can't keep up with it all.
Shep, don't ask me questions about my past.
You do make it sound lurid.
I don't mean it like that, though there have been episodes. Do you want me to tell you about them?
I don't think so.
That's the way I feel about it all. My life has been outrageous. And I don't want to talk about it.
Look, yo, like I said before, the things that make you you, I'm jealous of those. And, well, I just...
Don't think I can't get jealous. I can. I can in my own way. It's my worst thing, almost. That and trying to get something for nothing. Having my cake and eating it too. But now that we're getting married, I'll be different. I promise. I swear.
I don't want you different.
But I want to be different. Quite different.
I won't stand for it.
I wonder if anybody's ever had this kind of romance.
I doubt it. Damn few.
Very few. Yes, damn few. Oh, there's life breaking in again.
Don't answer it.
I have to. I can't tell it to go away.
All right. Maybe it's Aunt Queenie. Does she know about us?
Well, certainly. She's tickled to death about it.
Oh, eccentric and immoral, too.
No, just romantic. Hello?
Yeah, it's me, Nicky.
Come on up.
Okay.
There you are. Interruptions.
We won't let them stay long. We'll get rid of them.
I'm sorry, darling, to interrupt. How are you? Is that new?
Oh,
Is that what Redlich was talking about? Sort of looks like the old German governess we used to have.
You've been quite a stranger.
That's right. Not since Christmas Eve.
Where you been?
Believe it or not, in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Oh, I've got a room there. I find it's handier for work.
Work?
Oh, yes, darling.
You?
Yes. And let me tell you something. It's a lot easier than standing in line for unemployment insurance.
Nikki, what are you up to?
I've got a surprise for you. And you too. It's Sid's new book. Sid Redlich.
What, already?
Oh, it's not all of it. It's just an outline, first couple of chapters, but you'll get it.
That's still pretty quick.
Oh, we've been at it all night and day.
Did you say we?
Yes, darling. Witchcraft Around Us by Sidney Redlich and Nicholas Holroyd. With illustrations by Nicholas Holroyd.
You mean you're writing it with him?
Yes.
Oh, what fun.
What do you know about that sort of thing?
I know about as much as he does. You sort of pick things up.
Well, this is a surprise, isn't it, Jeff? Well, we've got a surprise for you, too. Think you could stand me as a brother-in-law?
Do you mean it?
I do, don't you?
Well, for goodness sake, bless your heart, darling. Congratulations, both of you.
Thanks.
That was pretty quick, too, wasn't it?
No, not at all.
Shep,
Have you been here all along?
Well, not
Shep,
all
I'd like to talk to Nikki. Do you mind?
Sure, I want to share some sentimental tears.
Well, maybe.
I'll just go up to my apartment for a bit.
Hey, why don't you read that book now?
Now?
Yes, it won't take you long, and it's very good.
I might glance at it.
Fine.
Goodbye, Joe.
Well, 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 marriage no less.
Uh-huh.
What fun.
It is, very.
Between the two of us, he's gonna have quite a time.
The two of us.
Yes, darling, me and my book. I'm going to need your help. You know I never kept up with all the manifestos.
Oh, well, invent anything you like. What's it matter?
Oh, I can't. Sid's a stickler for accuracy.
What? You don't mean he knows the truth?
Sure.
I thought the book was a joke. You mean he knows about you?
Oh, yes, darling. You wouldn't believe the things I've shown and told him.
Does he know about me?
Oh, no, darling. I told him it was I who summoned him here. But if you want to take the credit,
Oh, I do not want to take the credit. Nikki, why did you do this? Don't you know by now it never pays to tell outsiders?
darling, I gather it's going to pay quite beautifully. Shep has made Sid a very generous offer.
You mean that's what Shep is reading upstairs right now? Nikki, you can't publish that book. I won't let you.
Why not? It can do no harm to you. There are no names in it.
Well, your name is going to be on it. And that's too close to home to be safe. Nikki, Shep doesn't know about me. He's not going to.
Oh, and I guess the next thing you're going to tell me that you decided to renounce.
Well, I have renounced.
Since when?
Well, actually, since half an hour ago.
Don't tell me that this marriage is on the level.
Uh-huh.
That's crazy. You can't be in love with him. Why are you marrying him for anyway?
Because I want to. That's why you've got to stop that book.
Well, I'm sorry, darling, I won't. It's too important to me.
Well, it's more important to me.
Well, I'm sorry, darling, but quite firmly, no.
Very well, then. I guess I'll have to do something about it.
What are you gonna do? Pull one? I thought you were tired.
Well, I'll make a farewell appearance to stop this.
You know, we have people behind us.
Mrs. DePass, I suppose. I'm a lot better than that old battle axe.
Yes, but she can take the issue higher, to the big boys. She can get the whole organization behind us.
That bunch of phony fuddy-duddies, there's not one of them that can give someone a flat tire without having to go to bed for a week. Well, are you going to bring me every copy in existence, or am I going to have to go to work? You know that I can. Think that over while I take this out.
What am I going to do? Mrs. DeVax. Atticus. Captua. Marinutis. No. Damn it. Now wait a minute.
Nikki, I wouldn't do that, whatever it is, if I were you. Well, what's it to be? Yes or no?
Not on your life, darling.
Very well then. Pie, pie, pie wacket. Elios, be julep, fitty bus. I don't want that book published. Do you hear? Not by anyone.
Gail, you better watch out.
That'll teach you to threaten me with the organization.
All right, darling. You've asked for it. I'm going to make sure your little romance goes on the rocks. Shep's going to know all about you, and before the day is through.
Oh, Nikki, you're still here. Good. Oh, hi, Pie Wacket. I haven't seen him in a long time.
What are you going to do with Pie Wacket now?
I'm going to put him out.
I meant, now that you two are getting married.
She didn't tell you? The cat can't stand for me to be around it. Can't bear for me to touch him.
So, did you read the book? How did you like it?
You think we should talk in front of Gil?
Sure, why not?
Gil, seems that Nicky here's been a bad boy. Guess Aunt Queenie's not the only member of your family that goes for practical jokes.
You think this book is a joke?
It's crazy. You should have called it Whatever Young Witch Oughta Know. How you ever thought I'd fall for it? I don't know. I just got off the phone with Redledge. Seems Nicky here is convinced that he's one of them. That's going too far.
Didn't he tell you how he got here in the first place?
I got all that luminous paint stuff and some references to a Mrs. DePass, some sort of head witch. Well, the joke's over. You can tell Redledge the gag's up or he's going to have to find a different publisher.
No, I'm afraid no other publisher will do. Right, Gil?
Nikki, what are you up to?
Oh, nothing, darling. Shep, I guess it was silly of me to think that you would believe something like that. Well, goodbye and no hard feelings.
You're an ass, Nicky.
So long, Gillian. You'll be hearing from me later on in the day.
Anything the matter?
No,
You look peculiar. Nothing the matter between you and Nicky?
no.
Well, I don't think he's going to have an easy time with Redlands.
Shep, I've got to tell you something.
What?
Shep, I'm one.
What'd you say?
I said I'm one. I was one.
One what?
Nikki's one too. One of those people that book's about.
Oh, I get it. Nicky's persuaded you to come in on it. Keep the joke rolling along. I'm sorry, dear, it's not going to work.
No, you've got it wrong. You've got to listen. I've got to try to explain something to you.
If it's to convince me that Nicky is a witch, no.
Well, the word is warlock.
You don't have to be technical about it.
You don't believe there are such things at all?
No, not at all.
No matter who told you.
No matter who told me.
I wish I could trust that.
Look, Gil, nobody's threatening you, are they? Nicky isn't.
Well, I guess in a way he is.
Well, he can go to hell. What's he doing? Threatening to tell me something about you?
Yes.
Well, what is it? Something about your past you don't want questions asked about?
Yes.
Gil, what have you been up to? You haven't been engaging in un-American activities.
No. I'd say very American. Early American. Look, Chet, you say you don't believe in anything supernatural. What about superstitions? Picking up pins?
It's just habit. There's nothing to it.
Yes, but what's that habit based on? Isn't it just in case there was something governing those things?
No, not at all.
Chet, there is something. There are the laws of gravity.
Yeah, so I've always heard.
Well, I don't mean you can set those aside exactly.
Well, that's a relief.
Well, but there are ways of, well, altering things.
Are there?
Manipulating things for yourself.
Very interesting.
Shortcuts to get in your way.
And what are they?
Shep, the people who live by those shortcuts are the people who, I've got to say it, use magic.
Magic?
Shep, there is such a thing as magic. I know. I can do it.
You can.
Yes.
Show me some.
No.
Oh, come on.
No. I mustn't. It would go on and on. It always does. I already broke down once this afternoon.
You did? What did you do?
I stopped that book from being published.
Oh, no, you didn't. That was my province. I knew I wasn't publishing that book after reading 2 pages.
Well, I didn't say I stopped you from publishing it. I stopped anyone from publishing it.
And you can do that?
Yes?
Very useful. So tell me, how did you do it?
I put on a spell.
And how does one put on a spell?
I used Pyewacket.
Pyewacket? What did you do, have a conversation with him? And he's supposed to go out and convince all the other publishers not to publish the book? Is Pyewacket a witch too?
No, he's a familiar.
A what? Oh, I remember. A pet that's supposed to do his master's bidding. Gil, what the hell are you getting at?
Well, I'll tell you something else. That luminous paint part, that's true. Only it wasn't Nikki, it was I. You even saw me doing it. You thought it was indoor fireworks. And you're coming here? Do you remember how that happened? Your telephone went out of order?
That's Province.
No, that was Nikki. He put it out of order.
I've heard of repairmen, but why would Nicky do that?
As a prank. That's what he uses it for mostly. Playing tricks. Turning all the lights on 57th Street green at the same moment. That and for his sex life.
Gil, you're going crazy. I don't know anything about Nicky's sex life, but Redledge coming here, my phone, that's all coincidence.
no, they look like coincidences. They have to. You can't do it any other way. I can't bring Niagara Falls down to Grand Central Station or turn this house into the Taj Mahal. It doesn't work that way. There's always a rational explanation, if you want it.
Then I'll take the rational explanation.
Just as you took the rational explanation of us.
What's that?
There now, I've said it.
You mean that was...
Yes, that was.
Now, wait a minute.
Why, you thought it strange enough yourself when it happened. You caught the whole thing magic only this afternoon.
I didn't mean it literally.
Well, was it rational? What happened to you here on Christmas Eve?
It happened.
How? Think back. What did happen? You came in here to use the telephone. It was busy. Then you got your number. Can you remember what happened next?
I can remember perfectly. You went to the kitchen. I came and made my call. You came back with the cat.
Go on.
I went to the door to leave. I turned around and suddenly seemed to see you for the first time. And then you were in my arms.
You forgot something. What happened before that?
Nothing. Except you talked to that cat. God damn it, no, I won't believe it.
Shep, what made you suddenly take me in your arms?
I wanted to, more than I had ever wanted to do anything in my whole life. You made me do that? Why? What for?
Because I wanted to, so I did that.
And I had nothing to do with it. At all.
No. Shep, it's true. These kinds of powers do exist, all kinds. You just have to know how to use them.
So anybody can do them. I can do things.
Well, I guess, if someone showed you how. Don't ever let them.
You don't have to worry about that.
Well, it's bad. The whole thing's bad.
Why is it bad?
Well, it's habit forming. You don't know, I do. I've lived among it, and I know what it can do to you. It's like pulling rank or abusing influence, and it can destroy you as a person. Well, there now. I've told you, and I don't have to worry about anyone else telling you now.
Darling, you never have to worry about anything ever again.
You don't believe a word of it, do you?
I certainly do.
You do?
Yes, I believe you cast a wonderfully magical spell on me, and I'm crazy about it. Damn, don't answer that.
Well, now that we're going to spend the rest of our lives together. Hey,
darling. Oh, hello, Shep, too. The most amazing thing happened to me. I'm not staying, but I have to tell you all about it. I've simply got to tell you.
Oh, tell us then.
Well, you know how utterly lost I've been without the use of my kitchen or anything? Well, I met a lady at Roxy this afternoon in the ladies' room. My purse fell over and some things fell out, some pamphlets and things. And we got to talking and found out that we had a great deal in common. You know what I mean?
I think I do.
I don't.
Well, she told me about the club. She lives in a place where I can do anything I want. And there's a vacancy right now. So I thought I'd let her introduce me and I'd pay my entrance fee right away. We're dining at Mrs. DePass's tonight. It's right around the corner. Oh, what's the matter, Chad?
Did you say Mrs. DePass?
Oh, why? Do you know her?
You don't mean that she thinks, oh no.
What's this all about?
Auntie, I should tell you. Shep knows, I told him.
Oh, how wonderful. And is he sympathetic?
Now, wait a minute. You don't mean that she thinks that she's one too?
Of course, Chef. How do you think I got into your apartment when the door was locked?
You can get through locked doors.
Usually.
If I lock that door, you can get through it.
I think so.
Well, come along.
I mustn't. I can't.
Yeah, I suspected that.
Well, you do it.
I can't. I've stopped. Auntie, Shep and I are getting married.
Oh, how lovely, how exciting. But if he knows...
That makes no difference. I've stopped.
I'm sorry, Shep, about the door.
Yeah, I'm sorry too.
It would have been such fun.
I would have liked to have seen it.
Oh, darling, now that you're getting married, you won't feel like I'm deserting you. What's that?
It must be Pie Wacket. It's probably his dinner time. I forgot all about him. Will you excuse me?
You will be missed around here.
Oh, how kind of you. I don't know why I had to come and tell you. I had an irresistible urge to come.
Did you? So what's this place you're moving into? Some sort of witch's hostel?
Yes, and they have a communal kitchen where we can do all our brewing.
Oh, for God's sakes.
I know it's a lot to take in at first, Shep. I don't know how much Gillian has told you about it all, about the spell she put on you.
I got all that.
I should loan you some books to explain things. They really helped me a lot.
No, did they?
Of course, I always knew I had something. I thought it was artistic temperament. You know, I don't think I ever would have become a witch if my parents had let me go on stage.
Maybe you could have combined your talents. Come to vaudeville, done card tricks.
Well, I never had any great talent either way. Just itty-bitty ones. Gillian's the one who's really gifted.
You don't mean to tell me Gillian has any real powers?
Oh, I know she has.
Name something she's done.
Wonderful things. Oh, those thunderstorms when she was in college on account of you-know-who?
I have no idea who.
Your friend, Merle Kitteridge.
Gillian has never heard of Merle Kitteridge.
Of course she has. I told her myself you were getting married. That's why she went after you with Pie Wagon.
I beg your pardon?
Well, I promise you she would never have used magic if she'd had time for the usual feminine methods, no matter how great enemies she and Miss Kitteridge were.
You mean she came after me because of Merle?
Oh, well, she thought you were very attractive already. You have no idea how much she likes you. Or perhaps you have?
What are you trying to say, Miss Holroyd?
Well, Shep, with us, it's like the saints.
The Saints?
Yes, only in reverse. At least that's what the books say. Saints love everyone, simply everyone, with no thought of themselves. With us, it's just the opposite.
Maybe I should read some of them books of yours.
Well, yeah, then you'll see how impractical, well, impossible love is. Not sex. Sex is allowed. In fact, it's almost encouraged, but you already know that.
Miss Holroyd.
Oh, no, Chef, call me Auntie now.
Miss Holroyd, I don't think we should go on with this.
Oh, perhaps I've been too bold.
Pie Wagon is acting very strange. I had to coax and coax him.
I have to go, darling. I was late even before I came, but I couldn't resist the urge. I couldn't resist the urge to come and tell you.
Auntie, Nicky didn't send you, did he?
Nicky? No. I did pass him on the street. He gave me a funny little wave, but, oh, darling, I must try. Goodbye, dear. Goodbye, Chef, dear.
Gil, I need to ask you some questions. Have you told me the truth about yourself
Yes.
and about us?
Yes, why?
You never told me you knew Merle Kitteridge, but you did, didn't you? You went to college together, and you knew about her and me from the beginning. And that's why you went after me, just to spite her.
No, not to spite her.
Why then?
Because I wanted to.
Because you were in love with me?
Oh, I didn't know you. How could I be in love with you?
Are you in love with me now?
I'm more in love with you than I've ever been with anyone.
Can you even be in love? Can you?
Well, I don't know. I never have been. But then I've never felt about anyone the way I feel about you. How does one tell if one's in love?
One knows.
Yes, but how?
If I wasn't there, I think that's the best test. If I wasn't there, could you go on without me? Could you?
Well, I'd have to, wouldn't I?
And there's your answer.
But wouldn't I?
Sure, but you shouldn't feel as though you could. That's why it's hitting me so hard, to know that this was some sort of frame-up of whatever kind, and you haven't been there at all.
I don't think I knew
Knew what?
that it would be like this, that I would feel this way. I'm sorry.
Great. And there's no use crying, because if I remember right, you can't do that either.
I'm not crying. Oh. So you believe it now?
No, I don't believe a goddamn word of it. Can you people take off spells that you put on? Because I think you'd better.
No. No, I wouldn't. I won't.
Okay.
Well, where are you going?
I don't know, but I'm getting the hell out of here, once and for all.
No, you can't. You can't.
Oh, yes, I can. I don't know how one deals with witches, but you watch me. Just watch me. And don't think just because you put a spell on me, I'm coming back, because I'm not. Ever.
Shep? The spell. He'll have to come back. Won't he?
What am I doing here? No, good God, no! 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 No!
How's everybody doing tonight? How's everybody doing tonight? Doing good, all right. I want to make a little bit of an announcement. We have the kitchen in the back here. They're doing their last call for food and refreshments. So if you're looking for the town's best concoctions and brews, go on ahead and indulge. While that's happening, I'm going to sing a little song for you, written by a wonderful warlock named Mr. Ken Lane. Most of you know it. It's Everybody Loves Somebody. Everybody loves somebody sometime. Everybody falls in love somehow. Something in your kiss just told me my sometime is now. Everybody finds somebody someplace. There's no telling where love may appear. Something in my heart keeps saying my someplace is here. If I had it in my power, I'd arrange for every girl to have your charm. Then every minute, every hour, every boy would find what I found in your heart. Everybody loves somebody sometime. And oh, my dream was overdue. Your limited world worth waiting for someone like you. If I had it in my power, I would arrange for every girl to have your charm. Every boy will find what I found in your heart. Everybody loves somebody sometime. And oh, my dream was overdue. Your love-made world waiting for someone like
Ah, finally, a dull moment around here.
How did you get in?
Don't ask silly questions, darling. Through the door. Where's Shep?
Out someplace?
Don't tell me you two had a quarrel or anything, have you?
No, not a quarrel. Just a visitor. Thank you, Nikki.
What's this? goodness, someone's been careless.
No one has been careless.
What a pity it got broken. Did Shep do this?
You know perfectly well who did it.
Yes, it was you. But was it in reform or was it in anger? Not just because Shep walked out on you.
Nikki, you've seen Shep? Where?
Oh, he was at Sid's house. He came there straight from you. Oh, I wouldn't bother with that, darling. He's not there now.
Where is he?
That, I'm afraid, I can't tell you.
He's not with Merle, is he? He's not thinking of Merle.
No, but I think he thinks he ought to be. After all, maybe he's still in love with her, underneath.
Don't think I haven't been sitting here thinking the same thing. That's when I broke the mask. Been battling with the temptation to take the spell off. But if I leave things as they are, he'll still love me and loathe me for it.
Oh, yes, darling. It was rather silly of you to tell him about the spell. Don't you know what it says on love potions? Shake well and don't tell.
This is what happens to you. You think you're getting away with something and you forfeit almost everything. And you end up in a little world of separateness from everyone. That's what I found out. It can't be Shep. Shep has his key.
Hey, Nikki, I'd like to talk to Gillian for a minute. Would you clear out?
Sure. I'll just get some cigarettes around the corner.
Shep, won't you please come?
Listen, I've got something I want to say, and I want to say it fast. I don't want to be here, and I wouldn't be here, except I was told I had to be here, so I'm here. For your information, I've gone to see Mrs. DePass.
No, why? What for?
What do you think? For a hair of the dog that bit me. After talking to Redlich and Nikki, they convinced me there might be something to this stuff of yours. So I had Redlich take me over to Mrs. DePass.
Well, not to get her to take the spell off.
Well, what the hell else?
Well, did she? Shep, did she?
Sure she did, for whatever it was worth.
How?
With a whole lot of hocus pocus and one dirty old parrot. Apparently it's a lot more complicated to take a spell off than to put one on.
Well, it would be for her. Well, how do you feel?
Feel? God damn it, mad, that's how I feel.
At me?
That's the whole business, and for getting mixed up in it. Having to go up there hat in hand, that shabby old crummy place. Having to learn a poem and say yes ma'am and no ma'am to that old bat. The stomach turning and humiliating.
I know. Don't tell me.
Not to mention being out a whole heck of a lot of dough.
Why? What did she charge you?
Plenty.
Well, how much?
I'm not going to get into that. The only reason I'm here is she said for this thing to be finished, I had to come and see you and tell you.
Well, that was nice of her to make that a condition.
Well, now I've said what I've had to say, and I can go.
Well, she can't take the spell off.
No, you can't take the spell off. She fixed it that way.
Well, how did she do that?
I don't know, she pretended it was something she put in that nasty, disgusting mess she made me drink.
Oh, I've never heard of such rubbish in all my life. For her to think that she could stop me like that. Oh, it's all right. I'll let you go.
You're damn right you will.
But don't think that decision due to anything she did.
Well, I'm not going to get into it. I'll say goodnight.
You mean goodbye?
Yes, goodbye.
I'll never see you again.
I can't think what for.
All through? Well, what cooks?
You knew that's where he went.
Yes, dear.
That was your bright idea.
Oh, no. It was his. All his. He got Sid to call her up.
Oh, it's revolting. His getting mixed up with it, going to see her. He's too good for that sort of thing.
Gil, watch out.
He is. It's cheapening him. Scrabbling about in the gutters of the supernatural with Mrs. DePaz.
Are you gonna let her get away with it? Come on back to us, darling, where you belong. Come with me to Natalie's party.
Oh, Nikki, where's Gillian? Gillian, I have Mr. Redledge outside.
Since when do you know Rutledge?
Oh, we met tonight at Mrs. DePass's, and we left together when Shep came in. Will you see him, darling, just for a minute? It's
No.
important.
I can't see anyone now.
But you see, dear, it's about Shep and Mrs. DePass. Mr. Redledge is afraid you're holding it against him.
Yes. He's the one that took Shep up there to see her, isn't he? All right, then. I'll see him.
I don't think you should be cross with him, dear.
Don't you? Bring him in.
Boy, will he need a drink.
Good evening, Miss Holroyd. It's very nice of you to see me like this.
It's you I have to thank for taking Shep up there to see Mrs. DePass, haven't I? Taking him there to be cured of me?
No, it wasn't that.
Oh, no? Oh, what was it then?
Well, it was to get him back to where he was when he first met you. Like in Shakespeare. Be as thou wast wont to be, see as thou wast wont to see. Midsummer Night's Dream, when they take off the power of the flower.
And
then-
Titiana falls in love with the ass. Thank you for the comparison.
I guess that was kind of putting my foot in it. But what I wanted to explain is, I didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, I figured at the time you might altogether like it.
Oh, you did? Well, that was smart of you.
But then when your aunt here told me you'd always had a hate on old Bianca, then,
Bianca?
Mrs. DePass? Well, when she told me you'd kind of been rivals, so to speak, well, I just...
We have never been rivals, that third-rate, vulgar, self-advertising, mail-order sorceress.
Now, wait a minute, darling.
Well, it's people like her who made me wish we had the Inquisition back again. Do you know what she made him do? She made him come down here and tell me what she'd done. Told him it was part of it.
Maybe it is, dear.
Not for anyone who knows their business. She can't be as bad as all that. No, that was just a crow over me.
Now look, Mrs. Holroyd. I don't know anything about that side of things, but I know you're no slouch yourself when it comes to matters of revenge and stuff like that. What I wanted to tell you is it was all Shep's idea. I only took him there.
And now you're afraid of the consequences?
Well, only from you.
Well,
I
why
mean-
don't you ask Mrs. DePass to protect you, since you think so highly of her? I'm sure she wouldn't consider a little thing like rendering me impotent beyond her powers. Or you might go to the local minister and have me exorcised with bell, book, and candle.
Now, don't get angry. I only did what I was asked to do.
Well, suppose you were asked to commit a murder, or introduce someone to a murderer who would do the job for the sum of... Yes, Auntie, what does she charge for a little chore like this?
She varies her prices according to people's means, dear. She asked me about Shep.
And what did you tell her?
Well, I told her I thought he was fairly well off because I had seen his bank statements and letters from his broker.
Auntie, how much did that set him back?
She said she was going to charge $5,000.
What?
Well, I thought it was a little expensive too, but then she explained, supposing you and Shep had gotten married, it would have cost him a lot more to get divorced.
Another pretty comparison.
Now, Miss Holroyd, I don't want to intrude on you in your hour of grief, but put yourself in my place.
Ooh, I'd rather not. But don't worry. I won't do anything to you.
Oh, gee, that's swell of you, Miss. Thank you very much. Well, there's one more little thing about the book. Nick, you said you'd sort of put a stopper on it. Well, I was hoping that now that Shep's not, well, you know, maybe you could stop it. Well, I mean, not right now, of course, but when you have some free time and nothing
Mr.
else on your
Rutledge,
mind.
don't you think by now you better stay clear of this kind of thing? I don't think you have the temperament for it, or the nerve, apparently.
Maybe you're right. I only wanted
Mr. Rutledge, go away.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you, and thank you, Miss Holroyd.
Oh, it was very nice meeting you this evening. I'll try and talk Gillian around about the book.
Okay, just don't upset her. It's not worth it. So, darling, how do you feel?
Feel? Feel?
Do you feel like coming to Natalie's party with us?
Maybe later. I've got a little job to do here first.
Old Bianca?
Oh, now, Gillian, I think you're wrong about her. She was really very nice about you this evening. She really was.
Oh, yes, I'm sure she was. Dear Gillian, I'm so fond of her. Just an amateur, of course, but really quite gifted in her own way. Wasn't that it?
Well, yes.
Amateur, I'll show her.
That's my sister.
She and her $5,000 with her potions and her... Wonder why Shep said it tasted bad. I suppose she thought if it didn't, he wouldn't feel he was getting his money's worth. It must have tasted revolting for that.
Maybe she gave him candy afterwards.
It'll cost her a lot more than $5,000 to get out of what I'll do to her. She has a lot of valuable Chinese rugs, she once told me. And that mink coat? Well, we'll just start with some moths.
Oh, no, Gillian, you mustn't.
Come to that, there's Merle, too. Be as thou wast wont to be. And how was that? In love with Merle Kittredge? No, she's not going to get him back. Not if I have anything to do about it. Pie? Where's Pie Wacket? Pie? Pie?
I've never seen her like this.
Yes, but don't stop her.
He's not there.
Well then, dear, maybe you should wait till morning. Think it over.
No, I can do without him. Let's see what I've got.
Dear, the moths, I don't think you should. Think of the other people in the building.
Think of the moths.
Where's that stuff I got in Haiti?
And what about Merle? Why don't you transport her somewhere?
And have Shep go after her?
You could make her fall in love with someone else. Someone totally unsuitable, like the garbage man.
Here it is. I've been waiting for an opportunity to try this.
What is it?
Something really fancy for revenges. Now, what have we got of theirs? Do you have anything belonging to her?
To Mrs. DePass? Well, I have her picture upstairs, but I don't think I should let you use that.
No, I can write her name. That'll do. It'll also do for Miss Poison Pen, too.
It's a double header. Quite a comeback you're staging.
Auntie, you don't have to stay if you don't like it.
Aw, let her stay.
All right, then. Bianca, has she a middle name?
I think it's Flo.
Flo DePass. Merle. Emily. Kittredge. Funny I should remember it's Emily.
Things do come back when they're needed.
Nikki the lights. Auntie the big bowl. Got a match? Satirac, Samurai, Ellistat. Another. The paper won't bite.
It must be old or something.
No, it's the paper.
Maybe the bowl is damp.
That wouldn't make any difference. I'll use a few more matches. That's strange. It won't light. Oh. Oh. We're not going on with this.
What is it?
I've changed my mind.
But Gil,
I've changed my mind.
there's nothing wrong, is there?
Nikki, go to Natalie's party. I'll join you there later. Nothing further is happening here tonight.
There's something wrong, isn't there?
No, of course not.
Show me. Prove it.
Do no such thing. I'm tired.
Well, well, well. The old wives' tales are true. Well, Gil, why don't you get back to me when you're feeling better, maybe? Good night. Good night, Auntie.
Gil, what is it?
Auntie, it is true.
You've lost your powers? You've fallen in love?
I guess so.
With
I
Shep?
guess it's happened to me. Well, with who else? It's been happening to me all evening. Only I just didn't know what it was. It's a fine time, too, isn't it?
Gil, what is love like? You know I've never had it. Is it wonderful?
No. No. It's awful.
Oh, Gillian, tears. Real tears.
Oh, Auntie. To think I've always envied people who can cry. It feels horrible. I don't want to be human. I don't want to be a human.
Hello again, my dear warlocks and witches. And unfortunately, it's come to the time where the Zodiac will be closing soon, but I have two last songs for you. First of which is about a short but a strong word, kiss.
Kiss, kiss me, say you'll miss. Kiss me, kiss me, love, with heavenly perfection. Hold me close to you. Hold me, see me through, with all your heart's protection. Thrill me with your charms. Take me in your arms and make my life protection. Kiss me, darling, babe. Kiss me once again. Make my dreams come true. Thrill me with your charms. Take me in your arms and make my life perfection. Kiss me, darling, babe. Kiss me once again. make my dreams come true. A fool can have her charms. I'm in love and don't I show it like a babe in arms. Love's the same old sad sensation. Lately I've not slept awake since this half-pint imitation put me on the blink. I'm wild again, beguiled again, a simpering, whimpering child again, bewitched, bothered, and bewildered am I. Couldn't sleep and wouldn't sleep. Love came and told me I shouldn't sleep. Bewitched, bothered, and bewildered am I. Lost my heart, but what of it? She's cold, I agree. She can laugh, but I love it. Although the love's on me, I'll sing to her, bring spring to her, and long for the day we're all cling to her, bewitched, bothered, and bewildered am I.
Hello?
Nikki, it's Aunt Queenie.
Come on up.
Oh, Nikki, darling, it's been such ages since I've seen you. I am exhausted. That traffic on 34th Street, you must teach me how to handle that.
Yes, I'm afraid it's made you quite late. I can't stay, you know.
But you have to stay till Gillian gets here. That's why I got you here. You two need to work this out, especially since she's so unhappy.
Is she still in love with Shep?
Yes, and he hasn't set foot in the building since that night.
So what does she do with herself these days anyway?
She has a job.
A job?
A job. She goes to the movies. At first she went because she said it was a good place to cry in. And then she said if she was going to have human emotions, she should learn something about them.
From the movies.
Yes. And then she met a woman whose job it was to see the movies. And she asked if Gillian would like to do it. So now Gillian sees 2 double features a day and writes them up, reports on them.
Wouldn't she rather be dead?
Nikki, you mustn't say things like that. You must try to be kind.
Well, I'm sorry, Auntie. But how can you, A self-respecting witch say something like that.
Gillian, Nikki, I don't want to scold you, but I understand that since your book deal fell through, you've been very discourteous to Sid.
Sid?
Mr. Redledge.
Since when?
Oh, quite a little while. We have dinner together every Wednesday.
I'm sorry to be so discourteous, Auntie, but things have been pretty slim for me lately.
Auntie, Nikki, what are you doing here?
Oh, I just thought I'd stop by and say hello. Or rather, Aunt Queenie thought so.
Well, it's lovely to see you. Come and sit down.
Look, I can't today.
Please, Nikki, please, won't you stay?
I'm sorry, darling, I can't stay. I'm late as it is. I've got a date with Natalie, but I'll come back some other day.
All right.
How's Pie Wacket?
He ran away.
Because of...
I guess so.
Well, there's nothing for him to do around here anyway. Say, Gillian, you look different. I don't know exactly how, but
Better or worse?
it depends on your taste, I guess. Goodbye, Gillian. Goodbye, Auntie.
So what did you see this afternoon, dear?
There were 2 comedies. I didn't stay.
You seem nervous.
Auntie, Shep's upstairs.
Oh, how can you tell?
Well, I saw him, just a flash of him.
Did he see you?
I'm afraid he may have.
Not afraid.
I've been so thankful that he's not been here, that he's not been in this place. And now the feeling that he's just up there, it's more than I can stand. We should go out for dinner. Let's go out right now.
No. I wish I could summon him.
Summon him?
So we could tell him what's happened to you about your accident and what caused it.
Tell him I'd go to any lengths to stop his finding out.
But darling, why not?
Something called pride, I guess, or shame. You know they're new emotions for me, or very old ones in reverse. The other side of the coin.
Oh, maybe that's him.
It can't be. Okay. Don't leave me. Stay here. Answer the door. Please don't leave me.
Oh, hello, Shep.
Hello. Are you busy or may I have a moment of your time?
I have Aunt Queenie here.
Oh, darling, I forgot. I have a dinner engagement. Forgot all about it. I've got to get. I'll call you later, dear, okay? Oh, it's so nice that you stopped by, Shep, dear.
I'm afraid Miss Holroyd has the wrong idea about why I'm here. This is not a friendly visit.
I didn't imagine it was.
I'm leaving for Europe, and I only just found out that I still have the apartment here. I told my secretary after that night to move me the hell out and never mention it to me again. Well, I don't mean to be offensive, but I found out my stuff is not in stores at all. I'm stuck with this place. No sublet. You can't expect me to believe that there's no tenants to be had. I see your hand in this, and I don't intend to put up with it.
Well, what did I do?
You know what you did. You fixed it that way.
What did the agents tell your secretary?
I don't know what they told her. I didn't let it get that far. I said I intend to deal with this myself.
I see. You mean deal with me. Well, I can't do anything about it.
You mean you won't?
If it will end this interview, then I'll accept that.
But I won't accept that. This is sheer vindictiveness, trying to keep me here like this.
And I won't accept that. I don't want you in this place. I'd far rather you were out of it. The whole thing is in your lease. If you'd bother to look or listen instead of jumping to insane conclusions. The owner here won't let me give a sublet clause. And if you think I fixed that in some way or other, well, I'll dispel that illusion too. And I'll make that clear by canceling your lease if that will suit you.
You will?
Gladly.
Done.
Fine.
Good.
Finished?
Oh, still be in the office.
Do you want to call her and see?
On that phone?
Well, if you'd prefer not to.
Well, it's not my favorite phone, but I'll take my chances. Look, I'm sorry I got sore.
I did too.
How you been?
Fine, and you?
Fine. How's Pyewacket?
He's fine.
Been keeping busy?
Him or me?
Both of you.
Well,
Miss Bishop. Yeah, I'm sorry I flew off the handle earlier. Yeah, I'm at Miss Hilroyd's apartment. She's agreed to cancel my lease. Will you look after it for me? No, I'm not coming in the morning. I will leave the key here with her. You can pick it up from Miss Holroyd, if that's okay.
certainly.
Rent? What rent? But I thought, well, why didn't you? Never mind, I'll take care of it. Goodbye. Apparently I owe you some rent. 3 months to be exact.
No, you don't.
Why not?
I owe you far more than that.
What do you owe me?
$5,000 anyway.
Huh?
That Mrs. DePass charged you. That was outrageous.
Well, I thought it was a bit excessive, but I didn't have anything to compare it to.
I wish I could pay you back. I know I ought to, but I can't.
I don't see that as your responsibility. But thanks for thinking of it. Do you mind if I leave my secretary a note? She's terribly dumb.
How's it going? I mean, how's Merle?
She's fine, I guess.
You guess? Well, didn't you go back to her? Or
I
was
went-
that spoiled?
I went back to her.
Well, and then what happened? I'm sorry to be so inquisitive, but it has been rather like not knowing the end of a movie.
I can see that. I went back, but it didn't work out.
Because of me. Well, what did you tell her about me?
Nothing.
Well, didn't she want to know how you would come to leave her?
Oh, yes, but I didn't get into it, except for to tell her the fact that I was, well, bewitched is the word I think I used. I didn't mean it literally. And then something happened, something she'd done. I can't tell you what, but it finished things.
It wasn't a letter, was it? An anonymous letter?
Why do you ask that? Was that a habit of hers?
I'm afraid it was.
Well, yes, it was a letter she'd written to my partner when I was with you.
Yes, you said he had been acting strange.
Yeah, that was why.
What?
Nothing. You look different.
Oh, well, I've changed some things in the apartment. That's all the difference is. And you don't have to stay and be polite.
Okay. I do have a great deal to do. Oh, but my key. Would you give this to my secretary?
Certainly.
And that also reminds me, I've been wondering how to go about returning this to you. It's the key to this apartment.
You excuse me?
Here.
Put it down, will you? I've been wondering how I could go about returning this to you.
What is it?
It's your locket.
I gave that to you.
Under false pretenses. And I felt worse about having this than over anything. Please take it like a thief.
It doesn't mean that much.
It does to me, please.
Very well, then.
I feel better. Now I think I'd like you to go.
Yes. Yes.
Don't stare at me. Please go.
It's odd to look at you like this. It's like I see a double image. Someone strange and new. It's someone I've been intimate with. Very intimate. That'd be hard to forget, especially here.
Do you mind going?
Gil, you're not blushing.
No, of course I'm not.
And you're crying, too.
All right then, I'm crying.
quite sure?
Quite sure.
Well, I'm not. There's something completely different about you. Why?
What does it matter?
It matters to me. One heck of a lot. Are you not one anymore? Is that it? Is it? I've got to know.
All right then. I've lost my powers. Now you know. I suppose you're entitled to that much satisfaction. Now do you mind going?
How did you lose them?
They just went.
Is that apt to happen?
Under certain circumstances.
What circumstances?
There are all kinds.
No, there's only one way. It was in that book of Rutledge's.
Rutledge doesn't know anything about it.
But Nicky does, and he helped to write it.
Chip, if you've ever had any regard for me, ever, please go. What's the point in going on at me like this?
Because something's happened to me since I walked into this room. And I just wanted to make sure it was the real thing this time. Okay, I will go. Maybe I won't go to Europe just yet. I'd like to give these images a chance to blend. I suppose you have an idea of what I'm talking about.
I think I do. It's been happening to me too, for such a long time.
It has?
I'm only human.
Everything inside.